Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love. I am Jay Phoenix. This is Astro Phoenix, and today we're just doing a bit of an impromptu tarot reading. And yeah, I've been wanting to do this and kind of get back into it. I'm not gonna lie. Over the past few weeks, I've been out of it. Been going through this incredible deep transformation. Just like you, this has been a Scorpio season, definitely to remember. But I am starting to get my mojo back. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel even better than before. Like I'm really transforming. Like I really am moving forward. Probably helps that my solar return is literally within just like almost 24 hours now. So, yes, let's hop on into this, all right? And also, of course, be sure to hang around later on the channel. I don't have enough time to film it right now, but when I come back from work this evening, I will be filming the Mars and Pisces video, which is sure to be juicy and super exciting. But for here, I just wanted to do a bit of a tarot reading, and this is just how we're going to do it. I have 5 cards drawn here, and including one oracle card, so 6 cards total. And this is what we have here. I kind of have them in the form of like a star, but then like I had an extra card popped out, so kind of gives it even more clarity. So the overall card that we actually do have for this reading is the Nine of Cups, which is speaking to an emotional fulfillment, an emotional celebration. You have accomplished something. You have made it through. You have made it. You have been working on a particular craft. You've been working towards something, and now you feel like you can celebrate. And we are starting to get into that energy anyways, that celebration energy, that festive energy, right? Especially here in, the Northern Hemisphere, or those, who celebrate the holidays. Thanksgiving's coming up, Christmas, Hanukkah, all of these different holidays are coming up. So now we are coming into more of a time where it's time to celebrate. And if you look at this card, doesn't he look all cozy? Doesn't it look very cozy and warm in there? And that's kind of what's going on right now. Especially, with all this watery energy and what's happening now that Mars is about to bring some of that fire energy into the magical realm that is Pisces, things are definitely going to start to heat up. And we are going to start to feel like we actually can accomplish these desires. Now, the middle of this star, we have the throat chakra. We have the throat chakra, which reads the frequency of the throat chakra. The blue flower of life supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. I think this card is very important and applicable to be pulling right now, because we have to also consider what's happening around this time. In this reading, I say it would apply for what we've learned over the Scorpio transit and also kind of the last week of the Scorpio transit, because we have interesting shifts. We have Mars that's coming into Pisces. We have Mercury, which is the planet of the mind and communication, so in many ways dealing with the throat chakra, going retrograde. And we also have Venus, which is, of course, in its home sign of Libra, which is also about communication and balance, peace and harmony, about to come direct. So we have all of these shifting energies right now. And what's happening right here is that the universe is wanting us to focus on how we express ourselves. How do we express ourselves? How do we voice our truth? Whether it's actually through the words that we speak or it's through the words of our actions. We can say that we want to do things, we can have good intentions, but whether or not we follow up these intentions with actual actions is really going to determine who's going to feel the magic over the next 40 days and who's not really going to be feeling the magic, who's going to feel like it's not there, that's void. But this whole Scorpio transit was about us coming into a deeper connection with our truth and our voice and what it means to have peace and harmony within us. So we all were building boundaries, breaking boundaries, establishing new boundaries. And it allowed us to either open up or close ourselves off to trusting ourselves and to trusting other people, right? Now, the 4 cards that we have the way that I'm kind of visioning it in my mind, in my imagination, is that each one of these cards is like a keeper of that position or that direction. So we have the keeper of the north, the keeper of the east, the keeper of the west, and the keeper of the south. And the way I'm looking at these cards is that it actually is kind of a story. It's kind of a cyclical story. And you can start from any one position, and honestly, you can kind of see how it will come right back around to where it is. Let's start off with the Keeper of the West, though. The Keeper of the West, we have the Hangman. And this is interesting because this is definitely speaking to a feeling of, obviously, we're hanging there. This is speaking to a feeling of, we may feel like we're a little bit at the mercy of the universe. We're at the mercy of God and Goddess. The Hangman here is really, especially being the Keeper of the West, and when I'm thinking of the Keeper of the West, in many ways, I'm thinking of the scorpionic vibe, where really we do have to let go and relinquish control. That's an interesting side of Scorpio energy, because it very much does deal with control, especially with the controlling of emotions. Because sometimes what can happen is that we can close ourselves off from people, situations, and experiences because of a lack of trust. And when we have that lack of trust, that water, that is the Scorpio energy, it runs cold and it becomes ice. Therefore, it becomes immovable. It doesn't allow itself to flow. Right now, the universe is asking us to really just kind of thaw ourselves out now. Just to kind of, you see, there's a sun here too, right? So we definitely feel that there's a sense of we're kind of just hanging there. We're kind of just hanging there. Now, why do we feel like we're just hanging there? Why do we feel that way? Well, the Keeper of the North. We have the Eight of Cups. So what I see this as is a purging of timelines that have needed to be left behind for a while. They needed to have been left behind for a while. Now, I want you to notice how there are 3 cups that have fallen over, and there are 5 cups that are still standing there. This is saying that we actually have a great amount and a great deal to learn from the past and what's happened. But are we going to take those cups with us to the next journey? Are we going to allow those wounds, those gaping wounds, are we going to allow them to remain agape? Are we going to allow these wounds to remain so open that they actually hold us back from really expressing our truth, from really experiencing our abundance and thus prosperity, because we are all infinite beings? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We all have been feeling some type of loss this Scorpio season. And that is natural. This is the season of death and rebirth. So yes, there is a part of you that has died. But that does not mean that it's over. It means it's transformed. It means it's gone to the next step. It's gone to this next evolution. And it's interesting because the Eight of Cups, what comes after the Eight of Cups is the overall card, the Nine of Cups. So yes, we are all relinquishing something. We all are relinquishing these ancient timelines that have kept us restricted. And yes, we still have a great amount to healing to do with these timelines. But now we're going to be coming into a point where now that we are purging, and we are now not allowing these past wounds, these ancient timelines, these ancient cyclical cycles that have kept us stuck, we are not going to allow them to define who we are. We're not going to allow them to define our abundance. We're not going to allow them to define our prosperity and our value, because we got to think Scorpio is also about value. It's opposite of Taurus. So it's about valuing yourself and setting up the right boundaries within yourself and trusting yourself, trusting in your infinite nature, and that, yes, there will be times where we have to leave things behind. There will be times of sorrow, pain, grief, worry. But that state, that vibration, does not have to become your baseline vibration. It does not have to become the vibration that you automatically fall back on. No, that's supposed to be joy, my beautiful brothers and sisters. That is supposed to be joy and celebration, the vibration that you fall back on. You see how this is kind of all falling? We're kind of feeling like we're hanging there, probably because we have to let go of something. And now we're trying to figure out, where do I go now? Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? Because we got to think, our whole frame of mind and the way that, this emotional dark age, and even just the way that we organize our lives is framed around this whole idea of this avoidance of this pain, this avoidance of this anxiety and worry and fear. We're not avoiding it anymore, but just because we're tackling it head on and now we are integrating and healing, these wounds aren't going to hold us back anymore, especially with Chiron getting ready to trine the sun. We have the Ace of Pentacles, Keeper of the East. This is saying that no matter what happens, no matter how many of your cups fall over, you are abundant, infinitely. But the only way to know that is to smile, despite your circumstances, despite what is happening around you, despite what is happening in your family, in your friend group, in your social group, at work, in the world at large, in society, that no matter what happens, even though things do fall away, even though things do die and transform and take on a new form, what is always true is that your true value, your true worth can never be taken away from you. I don't care if you're the richest person in the world materially or if you're the poorest person in the world materially. You are an infinite, abundant creator. I don't care who you are. This is why you can go to some countries and yes, we don't know the whole story, but they smile still. And they find a reason to laugh. They find a reason to play. They find a reason to make it through. They find a reason to be grateful. This is speaking of gratitude. The Ace of Pentacles is speaking of immense gratitude. No matter what the circumstance is, we have something to be grateful for. Keeper of the South. We have the Queen of Pentacles, so we actually get a court card. So there is a lesson to learn, obviously, from the earth signs, but I think this is also speaking to the shift of the South Node into Capricorn. And, Capricorn, a lot of times people like to think of Capricorn as an old man, an old wise man. Capricorn is, if anything, more like an old wise woman. And the fact that it's the Keeper of the South, in many ways, means that we are kind of returning to our roots. You remember Mother Willow from Pocahontas? That's the energy that I'm feeling right now. That's what I'm envisioning. Connecting to the roots. And now that the South Node is in Capricorn, we are going to start to realize and understand and actualize the true system. Is it this system that we have created based off of these traditions and these beliefs of the way that we think we should be like? You got to remember, Mercury's in Sagittarius, right? So, is the society that we have created, these towns, these cities, the politics, these different dynamics, these different groups, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, libertarian, Green Party, male, female, all of this stuff that we use to define ourselves. Does any of that shit actually matter? What is it that actually matters? What is it that connects us to each other, to the earth? This is about establishing our own root system. This is about us realizing that the true system, the true organization, it comes from within. It comes from a deeper place. It comes from a more humbling place. Our system right now does not interface with nature's system. That's why we are feeling the discord. That's why we are feeling like we're just hanging there. That's why we are feeling that there's a loss. That's why we don't feel necessarily our value. Why? Because at our deeper essence, our deeper core essence, knows that the way that we've been living, the way that society is functioning right now, does not align with our highest alignment. But we're getting there. Why? Because we have the Nine of Cups. We do have reason to celebrate. You are needed. You are so needed. It does not matter how much money you have, the kind of car you drive, the kind of house you have, if you have a house at all. It does not matter. And yes, I'm going to do that thing where I clap to try and get my point across. It doesn't matter, beloved. It does not matter, radiator of love. Just a simple thank you goes a long way. Just a simple compliment can turn someone's day around. You never know. Just a simple hug. Just a smile can uplift someone's entire mood. And that person can go on and be the one who feeds 1,000 children in Africa. Or 1,000 children in America who are starving. That person that you give a hug to may go on and repair their relationship with their parents. You never know. But you'll never know how far your impact goes until you make a choice. That choice to love yourself. And by loving yourself, you love others. Because we are one another. And it's about taking people's needs as our own. And it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world to think that we can all be one. If you think about it, it's kind of radical, actually. Oneness is actually kind of radical when you think about it. We're all one. You mean I'm one with all of the pain, the frustration, the starvation? Yeah. But also the joy, the exuberation, the radiant love, the happiness, the laughter, the yahoo! Anyways, I hope that this reading uplifted you. I hope this reading helped you in any way. And if it did, please share it with your friends and family too, because I'm sure that they would enjoy it as well. And if you like these videos or any of my other content, this is your first time coming to my channel, thank you so much. I very much so appreciate you taking time out of your infinite moment to spend and share space with me. I really do appreciate it. You all have a lovely, blessed day. And of course, like I said, look out for the Mars and Pisces video, which will be coming on later this evening. And maybe this video will be coming out later this evening too, because I don't know if I have enough time to upload it to YouTube before I go to work. But we'll see how it goes. Anyways, always remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to keep moving forward. To stay focused and yahoo! Smile often. Nice. Knocked my glasses off.